Hello my beautiful badgers, Messy Coda back again with another classic game dev interview where I'm joined by NatureManufacture on my virtual sofa over on all the w's.twitch.tv/the Messy Coda. We are playing with L.V.E and Volcano Environment, otherwise known as L.V.E. You gotta love it. See what I did there? Not only do they do this beautiful lava, but they've also got the river auto material R.A.M that hooks in with this lovely lava. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a melty moment. Everybody's sitting at home in front of your Google Watches, your Alexa PC microwaves of the future. Give a warm and very lava messy welcome to NatureManufacture, our beautiful friend Bart, back to the stream. Welcome back, buddy.
Hello.
Last time you were here...
Oh, it was a long time ago.
I think it was like 4... I'm going to gauge how long ago it was by your house you're building.
When we released River Auto Material.
Yes.
I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
You were still building your house.
But I don't have I built a house. I'm sitting in it right now, but I don't have interior doors and a lot of other things. Just because of the global crisis, which simply killed the home budget.
You don't need lots of things. When we moved in, we had cardboard boxes. Our furniture were cardboard boxes with blankets over for like 5 years before we bought real furniture.
In fact, after 2 years without these doors, I start to thinking about if I really need them, because this open space is pretty cool. You just come into a bedroom and you don't have to, if you for the bathrooms, it's okay. You need them really, but if when you walking through the house, and for example, I don't have a TV because I don't have any connection outside, right? To television, and after 2 years I think I don't need TV anymore.
But you've got internet. Internet.
My friends also don't have a TV just because they simply give it to someone else just because they don't want to have a TV in their house. But me, after 2 years without TV, I think if I want to watch the movie, I just go to Netflix or any other streaming platform and I just watch it.
Wait. Do you physically have a television set, but you have no TV signal?
I have TV set from the last house, but I don't have a TV signal.
Yeah.
And this TV is I would say. First time when I saw this white elements on the screen, I thought that my daughter just throw doll into the TV and simply it's broken. But now I see multiple of them, and seems that it's his final days.
Oh my word!
So it just if you don't use it at all, just
from NatureManufacture.
There are many other things that better than watching TV on the and all these politicians which bite together.
You don't need to watch TV programs, because all you need to do is load up Unity and watch your lava on loop because it's so beautiful.
Yes. I love it.
Did you see how I linked from TV into lava there, like a professional segue? So we were saying that, Nate, last time you came on, it was just you and me talking, and you said today that maybe Powell's going to join, which got me excited. But so when you formed NatureManufacture, that was a group of you from Gloria and Victus got together and made, or did you start
I think it
NatureManufacture
was
first.
Iller because uh, when we developed Gloria Victis, we start to selling few models on the asset store.
Oh wow.
But I think, but it was on the Black Eye Games trademark. Uh, just it didn't give money almost, but just the first step was with my wife. We just go outside with and take photos and create grass textures from that. And in the meantime, I think we built Ward Streamer with Paweł and PBR Graveyard with Tomek. And
Oh,
this
they were
is
the
mostly
first
how I
ones.
must check what was first, to be
Wow.
honest.
Oh, let's have a look.
Let me check. It was 2014 May, and it was Realistic Grass Pack 1, and I sold one copy during a month.
Nice.
During
Well,
a
look at.
month.
Hey, hang on a minute.
In Jan, I sold another one copy.
In all those years, they've added up because you've got 26 reviews. Yeah. And 799 users have liked this asset. So, original
And
release
it's still
2014.
online. We, to be honest, in July we sold two copies, and in August we sold another two copies.
So that was when you were feeling that this is a massive success.
Not really. And then we released another pack, but to be honest, the first since the first half of the year we sold only simple 3D assets, just but nothing. But I was still in Gloria Victis in that time, to be honest. So
But Glory Invictus wasn't earning you any money, though, was it?
to be honest, like fully honest, it really start from from November or maybe January 2015 when I leave Gloria Victis and we start to building assets. Just it was time that we start to selling enough that I was able to feed my family, and the first kid born, and I was not able to work for 16 hours per day. It was just that it was 1st January that I told that enough, and
16
we
hours a
fully moved
day.
to. It was that day. I just
Wow.
say that enough. I spent my whole study time on company with Gloria Victis. It was about 5 years, and I just say that it's enough, and I will move my attention to the asset store and take care of kid, right?
That's crazy. Oh my word. Oh, hey, why is my
I have few dollars in the pocket, huge loan for flat, and I just say that I will sell assets in the asset store
Yeah, but I
just
mean, it's
in
been
one
it's
day.
been a success though since then. Sure, like
If you have a huge loan, kids, and a few dollars in your pocket, I think you are forced to make a huge success. Otherwise, you will end on the street.
true. It's a very good motivator, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Would you recommend people to get started on the asset store by first taking out a massive loan? Like, is a recommendation on how to be an asset store publisher?
I think
Put
may,
yourself in
maybe
debt.
maybe in the past, actually, it's pretty hard market because of few reasons. First is that there are huge amount of assets on the asset store. The second is that a huge amount of people stopped to develop games as a hobby, and just because the loan rates are high on the USA and other countries because of the war, so
Yeah.
it really hard to get money now on the asset store. On the Unreal Marketplace, it's the same like it was, because Unreal Marketplace was only for pro users, and only companies, big companies or just pro users buy assets on the Unreal Marketplace, and it stayed the same, I would say. So anyway, it's hard. I think it's hard times for publisher.
I've made one asset on the asset store now, so I can be officially call myself an asset
Oh, it's cold.
publisher. But yeah, I didn't take a bank loan out. Well, I say I made it's my wife's asset. Actually, it's not my asset. My wife's support. So I'm what do you call it? Technical advisor. I'm gonna go ahead and say that on the asset store. But oh my word, it's changed a lot, hasn't it? The asset store from before. Now there's like every day there's another pack on there. Then you've got to support the different HDRPs and URPs, and we've got to be honest to everyone. So I'm going to share my screen with you on the Discord, okay, so that you can see my screen. I set up my project, everyone at home, first of all using built-in 2021, and because that's how I roll. Everyone knows by now that I'm not a massive fan of HDRP because I don't like it. It keeps on changing. It's a pain in the butt, and
Okay.
I'm gradually coming around to liking HDRP. But what I did was I loaded up HDRP on 2022, but I didn't re-import the project, and I then messaged Bart, and he's like, "Why have you imported in 2021's version of the HDRP support pack?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought that it was 2021 and above, but no, look, it's 14. You have to be downloading. You have to download everyone using the right version of Unity. So if, like me, you download using one version of Unity and then you use the same package in multiple other versions of Unity, that doesn't always fly. Okay, so if you are using an older version than the version you downloaded with, don't blame
Yeah.
the asset creator when you're having problems. Blame yourself.
To be honest, you download by 2021.3,
Yeah.
but you try to make it work on 2002.3, and it was too big jump. But in the past, even small version changes, just about 1 or 2 months updates, killed the all shaders. But now HTRP, I would say that if you release asset in 2021, sorry, 22.1, and you try to run these files on 2022.3, for example, it works. I mean, only between LTS versions shaders are broken, I would say.
Okay.
So they really fix. I mean, they stop making such a core changes that kill all shaders every update. So that is good. URP works, I would say, almost across all versions.
Do you like
And
URP? What's your view on the URP?
it's for mobiles for me, and that's all I could say about that.
That's it.
For me, it's for mobiles, to be honest. I just think that since you didn't change the particles, you have
Oh,
messed
oh, you look, it's messed up.
because for built-in there are some.
So, oh, here we go. Show me what I need to do.
Is that what is that ERP or yeah, it's built in, right? Or
No, no,
HDRP?
this is HDRP.
Okay. First of all, you should follow the README file.
Hang on a minute. I was looking for a README file, and I
You was
went
looking.
and I. Normally, there's a README file in the root. There was no README file in the root.
Okay. It's about that.
And then there's a manuals folder. So I was like, I'm gonna look in the
No,
manuals
no.
folder, right?
It's about that. Let me explain something. You are built-in have only particle systems, right?
Built-in's lovely.
URP have particle system and VFX. HDRP have and in URP VFX doesn't work out of the box. You have to
Ah,
import additional files to the project to use VFX. But in HDRP you have particles and VFX, but VFX work out of the box. Just so now, if I prepare one project with multiple files for built-in URP and HDRP, and after you import URP or HDRP support pack, it have to replace all files. But user have to choose if want to use particle system on or VFX. It start to become difficult. So as I remember, in this case, you simply should drag and drop VFX particles to replace prefabs with standard particles.
okay. So
So
where do I find them then? And where is this?
okay,
First of all, where is this magical README file that you're telling me off for not reading? Is
in
it?
HG, ooh, ooh, where it is in manual, for example,
No.
no, you have. I would have to check because no, you know why? Because I have actually on my project that I have on my
Where did
screen,
you
I
put
have
it?
old RAM and new RAM, and some files
No.
were replaced.
You,
So
you don't.
I
You don't
have
even have a file called README. There's a README. Is it this your
no,
tutorial
no. It
info?
all
No.
there is always file. Maybe it doesn't call README, but if you will open HT and ERP folder, not a README edit. It doesn't call README. Never it called README. Okay, we have
You
pretty
can
messed up.
you can blame me for breaking things, buddy.
Yes, I could
But
blame you.
but you got to put the file in
Anyway,
there in the first
to be
place.
to be honest, the best way is video that I made for importing.
Oh, you
Is
made a
a
video.
yes, because with all this URP, HT, and built-in problems, I just made a video how to import a pack for each
Oh, brilliant. Well, push
pipeline.
me a link for that on the Discord.
Yeah, so
Because do you not
let
do you not
let
remember how you did it in your video? Send me the
hmm?
link for the send me the link. Do you know what you
Yes,
could do? You could be watching your video pretending that you're remembering how to do it.
it's if you have a multiple project
Particles.
and you work on multiple projects
It's
at the same time. Anyway,
Yeah.
in import step, it's about 1 minute.
Okay. Hang on. Let's find it. Let's find this.
It was in let me show you
Uh,
particle setup. Here, okay, it's in 8 minute 35. Exactly the problem that you see on the screen.
oh, wicked. All right.
You see that you will see that there are
Oh
this,
yes.
and I simply replace VFX.
Hang on. Let me post it to everyone on the. Okay.
Just
This is what we're talking about. All right.
yes,
So.
exactly this problem. You know, it's it's all about that you need to create huge amount of new systems, and the huge amount of old systems are still available and in use, and you never know user that will use VFX or not, because not VFX doesn't work on every machine, right? I would say I would even risk that at URP VFX will not work at all, but maybe I'm wrong, but it's an option. Yeah, replace.
Oh, I'm all excited, mate. I'm gonna put
I
some
really
respect.
make very nice distortion shaders, and they are totally cheap in render. So it's really worth to use VFX, because to be honest, in HGLP, distortion and all transparent materials and particles simply kill your GPU. And if you use VFX, they are much cheaper and faster.
Oh, hang on, look.
Yeah, now they look. To be honest, if you want to really see the power of these distortions, you should go to the Demoscene.
Which one?
Demoscene number 2.
Oh, okay.
And if you will click play.
Lava Demo 2 or Lava
Yes,
Demo 2
Lava Demo
Dynamic?
2. Lava Demo 2.
What's the difference?
Dynamic is you could use even dynamic. If you will click play, it will be pretty funny what people will see. But did you
Which
choose
one?
dynamic? Just choose dynamic.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
choose
choose.
the dynamic.
Oh.
It will be and click play.
Well, hang on, what's this in here? Index at array. What's this? Shenanigans.
Just ignore it.
Okay, we'll ignore it.
that
It's
because
Unity.
it's Unity. You should resize your reflection atlas. And I don't know why. Do you see this? What that this lava just moving?
Oh yeah, it's like it's oozing down.
Anyway, you could go to the scene view instead of game view.
Okay, hang on. I'll just go and pause that a second.
Hold play. And let's just move to the lava crater. No, at scene view it will not move. Just if you will check always refresh on the layers bar.
Oh, I've
On the scene view there is a layers bar. On the
hang on, it's this new bloody versions of Unity. They keep moving everything about.
Okay,
Where
the
are
layers
you
bar.
now?
Not this one.
Where is it?
It's actually on the. Oh yeah, this one. And click always refresh. Okay.
There we go.
And now click. So you could see on the scene view that it moves.
Oh yeah.
And it hit the rocks out during movement.
So how much of this is? Oh look, it's getting hot as well.
Yes. And if you will go to the crater, the lava crater, you will see the full power of the distortion shader. You see, you feel that the I don't know if it's fully visible on the screen that you share, but there is a huge distortion that you really that.
No, yeah, you can feel the heat. My first effect I ever made in Unity was a heat distortion effect when I was doing my Wild West game. I have no recollection how I did it. I can't even remember. But this brings back happy memories for that. Wow. Now, in the team then, in the NatureManufacture team, how much of this is like? What's the work distribution? What do you do for the Lava project versus what did Pavel do? What does Tomac do?
I personally build shaders and demo scenes, and if when I building demo scenes, I asking I would call that I designed the tool itself. I mean, as a user, as a level designer, when we build a tool, I ask for features and design how they should work or look like, right? I don't create code myself. Pavel is the main programmer on the team, but I also couldn't say that I'm the only people that make shaders, because, for example, shaders for the particles was made by Shimon, which is another teammate, right? And in fact, a lot of, for example, they built the shaders with core functions, but at the end I just make it fit standard to all our shaders, because we in NatureManufacture we build a shader, and this shader is shared between multiple packs, because if you, for example, buy assets from different publishers, and every pack from every publisher have different shaders, and these shaders are for specific pack, you have huge mess in the project, and updating this is a huge mess if you change engine version, for example. So that's why we build standardized shaders, so they first of all fit multiple projects, and they also doesn't change a lot in the time period, and all of them are updated from version of Unity to another version.
But
So
it's not
you
just
don't
shaders, is it though? You've got like this, the stuff that's controlling the lava
well,
is
this is
RAM, isn't
shaders
it?
and Pavel code, because in fact in shader we have to read some data from Spline just to move the lava, right? And in fact this is pretty complex, but it doesn't only heat the lava. The spline could, for example, make wet the object if you will replace the lava shader with water. So it's really complex part of the project. I could show you something even better. If you will unclick play, or I would share screen maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
if.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Here you go.
Hang on,
Let me find this option.
But the power that's
I
behind
don't often
this,
use
you know,
Discord for screen sharing, so let me.
yeah. Let's see if it's going to be good. It's using RAM though, isn't it?
Yes, it's around 2033, and soon there will be water as well. But
Then we can get.
actually,
We'll
it's
have a
work
chat
in
later about
progress.
Unity's water, because start of this stream, people were talking about Unity's water system. Right.
Okay, let's go live with that. What?
Oh, hang on.
Share my screen?
You are. Let me pop it out into pop out mode, and then
Yes.
let
Yes.
me
Awesome.
share that with the rest of the
Okay.
universe.
So I will go to, for example, all my other demo screen.
How do I
Or
make
maybe
it
this
bigger?
one, it will be enough. Let's maybe do some. Let's turn off this model. We don't need them. And what we do, what is the power of the new RAM? If we go to the object and create fence generator, we, for example, put a few points, or let's call it somehow to turn off that. And we have fence generator. Many people ask about how we built our fences in our demo. We had an internal tool which actually it's in RAM 2023, and it's pretty complex fence tool, because first of all it could read points from the spline, and you could, for example, use profile to place rock,
No.
and these rocks are automatically set. for generate.
Hang on, you
You
used
could,
you used your
if you
fence.
will move this point, for example, higher, or you could bend this. Yeah, just there are multiple options. You could snap generate fence. You could snap to the objects, like other rocks or any other objects. You could loop them. You could bend the mesh so they are one line connected, right? There are huge amount of cool options that you could use for roads, for fence, or just like that for rivers, just as a border, which is automatically heated. If there is also runtime change option, but it's pretty heavy. Auto generate objects seems it was the option.
I remember
Now
last
you
time when
see.
you came on and we were playing with RAM, you made a river, and then you added on the side. Actually, you made a road, and on the side of the road, a path, you had pebbles, and on the other side of you had like dirt.
Yeah.
So now we can. Could you do that also with the lava then? Like you've got the textures.
Don't think about that. This is only it. In lava, you have lava shaders, but the spline system, the whole spline system, is complex and it's the same for both assets. And to be honest, I think it this project with. For example, I don't. I will. Let me.
But this is your spline. This is your spline system that you've all made.
Yes, it's our. And maybe if before we go and talk about this spline system, let's go to the other scene. It was. Let me find that. First of all, maybe I was
Oh my
show
gosh,
the very nice night scene version.
that is very nice.
Yeah. But let's
Is this
move.
why you don't like built-in? Because HDRP looks nicer.
Uh, I don't like built-in because it's much it's uh, it's much slower because instancing it's not SRP. It doesn't have SRP batcher, which gives huge burst with foliage and multiple small objects like rocks. And this is pretty important feature.
I
Let
never
me
thought of
find
that.
the
So if I'm making an open world or making a big scene with nature, I'm actually getting a lot more performance boosts from using HDRP, not just
or
looking
URP
pretty.
or URP. Yes, because you move whole foliage from CPU to GPU, and it's really really important because in the past, if you would create huge scene with huge amount of trees, you simply kill your CPU at the scene.
I
But
thought
with
HDRP
URP
didn't
or
have wind.
HDRP, this scene could be bigger, so the background and the whole amount of foliage could be bigger. In fact, with built-in scene which is bigger than 300 meters to 300 meters was simply unplayable. That's why we didn't build bigger scenes without any external tools, like for example Vegetation Studio Pro, which was deprecated not so long time ago. But in URP and HDRP, you could build much bigger scene.
Yeah, but I thought there was no wind on the foliage with HDRP, or did they fix that?
On their shader, I think they didn't fix anything. I think they even dropped this foliage shader. It was long time ago. Just give a moment. Let me find the scene which I want to show you. It was tutorial scene. but I don't see it on the screen. Let me think where it was.
I have to say that the more that I use HDRP, the more I get converted to think maybe it does, maybe it is worth using.
It is. It always is. Maybe it was demo 4. Yeah, maybe it was. Okay, so we have pretty nice scene with Volcano. It's pretty huge scene, right? But I will show you something that you would probably not expect from our river system. Let's remove all this stuff.
What are you going to show me?
Something really tasty. I think I should make additional tutorial for that. Okay. So let's do something. First of all, let's set high. Let's flood the terrain. Okay. And now we will simply just find a texture. Let's make it clear. Okay. So
I'm
now,
nervous about
if
what you're
we
going to
go
do,
to the
Bart.
stamp, for example, let's create a mountain, maybe 700, and we give a nice stamps for terrain. Let's maybe increase that 1,300.
Do you like the
Okay,
new
so
Unity terrain tools that they've added in, the stampers and stuff?
okay, but it's not the case. You could use these stamps or not. It doesn't matter. But the cool thing is that RAM for the splines or for the lakes or just for the terrain, you should go simply that you could create a lake. I would say it's lake polygon for the whole terrain, and you just ignored this because it's not I would say it's the lake area. We could turn it off. It doesn't matter for us. But the truth is that if we have a very, very dense system which paint whole terrain with textures by slope and other mask which you could move up and down, and if you predefine the whole paintings like we did, and you click paint, you have a painted terrain just out of the box with all details.
You're sharing because you're in Discord. It's not sharing the whole screen, so I can't see the button. I just saw the magic happen. Do share
It was
window.
magic.
Do share
Let me
screen, not
see
share window.
if I could share you the.
Do share screen, not share window. See if that does
Let
it.
me see if I will be able to. Let's change the window.
Freshman says, just for the record, if the developer thinks it's cool, then yes, make a tutorial. And Jules,
You see the full screen?
well, hang on. Yes, I can see your full screen. Got Inception going.
Let me maybe sorry, it was the message on the. I'm not sure why it doesn't. Why it's only shares screen window.
There's two tabs. Click on the tab that says instead of saying application, do screen.
Yeah, but maybe.
June's Junior Jarvis says HDRP is 100% worth the headache.
Okay, it still doesn't.
When you've got when you do share screen, when you do share, there's a pop-up comes up and there's two tabs. Click on the second tab that says screens.
Yeah, but it's still I have only 3. Okay, I see.
Found it?
Yes, okay.
All right.
So
there you go.
So what I did basically, I just, under that end, I just click Paint. And all this stuff is set with angles, texture types, and you could just move this up and down. Just whole definition of the texturing for terrain is saved here in profile, and you could just build a profile for any kind of terrain, and you just if you simply drag and drop this profile and choose, if you will call it properly, for example, grass mix, and and you click, simply choose texture for this here, and you click paint, you have every terrain painted out of the box with all these rules. And all these details with high blended information, everything is in this profile. So it's, and I paint the whole terrain by one lake object.
And did you?
Crash.
Oh no, I can still seeing it. Well, I'm still seeing it. You're still showing your screen. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I think something.
Oh no, I stopped sharing my screen.
Okay.
I stopped sharing my screen with you. Yeah. Hang on. Stop stop loading up your browser. Go back. There you go. It's like being on the radio. Okay. Stop going back to your browser.
Okay. I don't see the.
You're not
I don't
supposed
see
to.
the screen.
You're on the radio. It's like you're on the radio, not trying to listen to your own voice.
Okay.
It's
So,
Inception. If you try to view the browser,
it's smooth. It's smooth on the It's smooth on the on the browser. Anyway, so
question about
click,
wait, one question about splines. Yeah? So all of this stuff's like yours. Now that Unity have added their own spline system and all this stuff, do you have to redo your spline system?
no, I think our splines are much better. To be honest, Unity splines are not ready for all these functions that we built. Truly, we thought about that, but Unity are not ready. If you, by the way, if you will go to the object and create, for example, lake, right? Let's choose a profile for it. This lake, maybe, I don't know which sorry, I don't know which profile is that. Oh, it was water. Maybe not water, not this time. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, that's fine. Go to profile, we go and carve terrain. We could increase the distance and smooth. We have all tools just.
Do you need to have a powerful CPU and graphics card to be able to do this?
No. No, I don't have a so powerful tool PC. I have average PC for developer and potential user, because if I build something, I have to be sure that FPS will be good for the user and developer.
And change your profile back to the water one from the lava one.
Yeah, just let me show you one more thing, because I show you that there's you could carve, right? You could paint, but let me move. But we use profile with snow here, right? For the terrain painter, we use profile with snow. This one.
Yeah.
But for for the, for example, lake, we could use no snow profile. So we just remove from snow from the, right?
Yeah.
And if we go click paint, we remove whole snow out of the box from the borders of our lava. And then another cool thing is that, okay, I show you that there is a fence tool which works with splines, but I didn't show you that the same tools work with lakes. Actually, we have to, if we take get points and let's increase the quality, line density, right? And we loop it because it's looped object. You see?
Oh, I like it when you click it with one button.
You see we just made a few clicks and all these borders are done just out of the box. And the cool feature that we made from we made in this version, let's maybe just find something.
Ah, it's so much fun.
It will be hotter just for a moment. Just for a moment, and let's decrease.
Very hot.
I don't remember which texture was. Okay, just make some noise. And there was a flow map tool, and now with old flow map tool, you have to just choose direction and find, right? But
Yeah.
now you just click smooth tool and you move your lava as you want.
Oh my word, it's like using Photoshop.
Yes. And you just choose the direction. You have other,
like a
other functions
sinkhole.
as well, or repulsion. But just not too much, because if you will you have too strong
Yeah,
flow map,
exactly.
there will be issues, because just because the flow map works like that. But anyway, you have so many tools to find your lava, and faster you move your mouse, the faster the lava will move. Of course, to the limits that you set up with flow map. So there is a huge potential just from the old tools around the lava, but it's, as you see, it's not only for lava, because it could be the lake. You told me that you want to see the lake. Okay. Let me find a nice lake or swamp. Which was the lake I showed you before? Maybe
I think
this
it was the
one.
first one.
Okay, because it's because of the terrain is too. You have to choose
It's not deep enough.
Yeah, it's not deep enough, and we have to carve a bit.
While you're carving, Vertex Rage says in chat, I used RAM in my first contract work after I set up my
Oh,
company. Nice. So you're helping people get paid, buddy.
that's good. This is what it basically for. To be honest, just we build these old tools just to make your life easier, right? It's okay.
Well, there you go.
You see, we have nice. And I don't remember if this exactly shader support wetness instead of the Yes. You see?
Oh my
Ta-da!
word! Ta-da!
Ta-da! It's wet. It's wet. Just a checkbox. Sorry, not this one. This one. Just a checkbox. Become heated or become wet. Just you don't have to think a lot about that. Just and
That's
there's
nice.
this. Of course, you could find this whole stuff manually by tool called vertex painter, right? You could find this all features manually because shaders are pretty deep. If you change the color of the vertex, you will have different effects, right? You could make it wet or dry. You could reduce. Sorry, maybe it
Does
has to
this
be.
work in? Does this work in the built-in version and the URP version as well?
Yes, exactly. It works exactly the same. You could remove sand or add some more sand. It's still high blending.
Do you write all
So
your shaders by hand? Then? Are you using?
now I use shader graphs.
Okay.
It's because it's hard to, my work. If there is something that it's hard to jump over because Unity doesn't have tools to that, or this part of the shader graph simply are bugged because there are many things that should work. The basic functions that doesn't work out of just they work wrong, right? On the shader graph. We have to replace them. For example, even time function we have to replace in URP. It's pretty silly, but if you have a time function from Unity, from shader graph, and you use emission with time function on URP, which use time, you have endless light baking in the scene. It was crazy, and we have to write own time function. I mean, just replace by own function. It works. So there are many things like that. It's big snake nest, and simply,
I love
they
that
build
saying.
something big, and there will always be bugs, and we couldn't be, we have to, as we update shaders from version to version, we support all Unity versions one by one with all HDRP, URP, right, versions. So we have to catch all these bugs and fix them manually, right? So Pavel write custom nodes and functions. Sometimes they are really deep functions, like for particles, and we simply have to handle all these situations. Sometimes there are no Unity function which make something some calculations, and we have to Pavel write the own function, right? So
Is it
or
easier to be, even with those limitations, using shader graph instead of something like amplifier, instead of shader graph? Like,
in fact, we sometimes use also amplify, like in old times, because we found that shaders built on shader graph, on built-in, doesn't work with single. How it called? If you have a instancing, and for VR you use single.
oh, for that dual screen stuff for the VR.
Yeah, so I mean the single pass
Yeah.
render. All shaders built with Unity shader graph doesn't support it. I don't know why, but Amplif support it. So it really depends. We try
So,
to support
oh
everything.
wow. So
So
you're actually making shaders and using both shader graph and amplify.
do you know how painful is that? Be
I,
honest.
I can
You
imagine. I
build your shaders twice, and remember that Amplif have other nodes and all totally different architecture than Unity shader graph.
Yes.
It is like build when I move our shading to Unreal, which is
Oh my
totally
god.
different than Unity. I have the same problem that the functions doesn't match together. I mean, they first of all they call different. The second, they work different, and the third thing is that they must look the same at the end.
I was going to ask you about how is moving over to Unreal working? Like it
It's real. It's true pain, right?
is it
It's
worth it though? Is there?
in fact I start to wondering if it's worth because look, I spend months, years on the shaders, which are become truly really complex, and updating this every new HDRP and URP version, generate problems because there is always something bugged or changed in the between bigger LTS versions. So I spent huge amount of time on the creating shaders instead of developing scenes and 3D content. So I don't get money from the updating packs and shaders because nobody pay for that we support this for a few years, and with this whole complexity, right? So I start wondering how far we should go with shaders and what we give, because it stopped to generate enough money, right? We spend huge amount of time, but we don't get much from that. So how far and how much we could make custom functions just to do not kill our work pipeline. And in fact, in the last few months, I really think about how far I should go or when I should stop to build, or how complex the shader should be, how much the asset offer because of these, for example, features that we built here, and complexity, because there are scripts behind that, right? Pavel writes scripts, and he spent huge amount of time on this. With we could, for example, release WatchStreamer 3 or maybe other tech pack, right? Instead of adding all these complex scripts. So at the moment we are thinking about how how much it's worth, right? How deep we should go with all these shadings, and
Because
especially when
you're heavily reliant on on the shader magic, though, aren't you? I mean,
what?
the RAM, for example, like we're looking now with the lava.
Yes.
A lot of these things you're doing now is with shader magic. It's like it's...
No, it's not magic.
It
It's
is
simple
magic.
math. Just in
You say math,
the
I
funny
say
thing is
magic.
that I Pavel and I Pavel is mathematic, and he really solved all huge amount of problems. I personally, I'm also I also know a lot from this area because of my study, right? Time. Maybe it's not mathematics, but geodesy, which is based on the mathematics and physics. So, in fact, we this is not magic for us. This is just calculation with proper effect. And as we, both together know the case, how to handle that with calculation, we simply are able to build such a stuff. It's, it's not, maybe the features, the building features are not so problematic, like make it standard between all engine versions and all packs. So for example, we build rocks that are hitting out of the box when they touch a lake or river, right? Okay, but in fact, this could be lake or lava lake. So we have to write all these checkboxes, which replace heating emission by making something wet, and all these names should be shared between all shaders, because if you will change the shader, for example, to other hour shader, all this data should be filled out of the box. Just you change the shader, but the whole settings stay the same between shaders. And if you will just make one misspelling in the name, it won't work. If you have a huge amount of such shaders, let's look how many shaders we have here.
7,000.
No, we have
7,
8 shaders
yeah.
just for lava here, and another 5 shaders, just old RAM shaders, which work with old, I would say old. It just only for these 2 packs, because I have a RAM and the lava in this project. We have 13 shaders, and all of them must have the same names, same properties, just so they work out of the box together. If you will replace one by one, right? Or if you change it, for example, top cover to triplanar cover, and most of the data are filled as much they could be, because triplanar needs additional setup. But the level of the complexity of these packs just behind the scenes is pretty huge, because everything matched together and everything must work out of the box, right? Like this, right? You just drag and drop and forget about the problem.
Now Unity are making their own water system.
Yes, but
How,
we're
how does?
making better water.
But
I couldn't show you now because it's in the mid stage, but you could see that this lake is pretty complex object, and maybe not many of you of viewers saw that the lake have a pretty cool option that wasn't available in the last RAM, which called optimization. First of all, you could use it in few split meshes, so you could create huge lake, not one huge mesh, but in few parts. But it's not important. It's about generate LOD system. So you have GPU system.
it's got lodded water.
Which change the wireframe. I must hit play, to be honest. Let me hit play then.
Do it.
Because it works only with at play mode, but actually working on just move it to Steam View as well. It will take a while at the first start, but basically what it does the same what Unity water system did. I mean, it works much better, because as we see, I don't know how many of you check how the new water system create meshes for the water, but it really need more work from their side. From our side, we simply make the mesh become more complex when the camera move closer.
But so honestly, how much would you give the Unity's new water system out of 10?
It's hard to say, because if you will talk about visuals, it's really high, but there is a huge amount of things to do still. Okay, but if you, for example, and it's hard to judge, because when they release water, post-processing and other stuff doesn't work well. But the latest version, obviously, you don't have. Let me back to the lake now. You don't have to hold lake with huge amount of VETs because the VETs will appear. So you have sea object from these lakes, right? You could use them as a sea because you hold only few VETs for the lake, but all other VETs appear when the camera is close.
Oh, nice.
And it's on GPU.
Sengoku says one thing about the new Unity water system, which actually sounds like the one thing that I've always hated about water. Unity cuts out water inside of objects, so you don't get water inside a ship below the waterline.
Come on, you could do this with RAM. If you will go to our question tab in the Discord, you see that there's a shader which could it's simple mask that with mesh put the transparent objects inside the. So it's not a magic. It's people use that since few years, and it's free shader on the which you could find on the if you will ask Uncle Google, right? You will see that there's a
Google.
Uncle Google will told you that it's free and it's since few years and it's pretty simple few lines shader that hide transparent objects inside the mesh, and that's all. You don't need any other magic. Truly, just so it's not about that something is hidden inside the boat because people used it and since few years. The true power of the Unity water system is that they have a pretty complex connection between underwater effects and the whole water, sliders and water shape. But like I said, just wait for our water. You will change your mind. First of all, we already with post-processing achieve the same complexity. You have all these features which you have with Unity water system, even more, and the whole, I would say, if you have waves, the sea ashore waves in Unity water, you should use probably mesh deformers, and it's pretty complex thing just to add these waves. In our system, they are out of the box, and they look much better than their waves. So,
what gives you the most pleasure developing? Is it the road stuff, the water stuff, the lava, the trees, nature? What gives you the most joy out of your children?
I don't know, to be honest, because that the moment when you finish the shader and it looks nice, the moment when you finish the whole scene with foliage, because the foliage 3D assets are made by other teammates, right? I'm not 3D artist, but when I put them together into nice scene, for example, like Autumn Valley, I don't know so if we could show it. Anyway, I don't know what gives me that this is there are totally different areas because here we have pure math, which gives you a nice visual effect. In when I build scene with foliage, it's pure level design,
Aesthetics,
which is totally different thing.
Yeah.
And both are cool, but I catch myself that I'm not able to build nice environment scenes in the same time when I build shaders. It's just I need for example 2 weeks of scene building, just to back to the thread, right? And it works also in other way, in the opposite way. I need, for example, 1 week of shader coding, right? Coding.
Show the
It's
magic.
no, it's just a box connections. But I need about a week just to start to be start to build something that looks good, right? Just there are two totally different areas, and both are cool, but I couldn't do both at the same time. It's it's simply two different cases, and both gives very cool effects, and which I'm proud of. So
I always get the feeling that you like to be a storyteller with your art.
maybe sometimes that my family told me something like that about 2 days ago, and I started thinking about that. If this is true, because in the past when I was young, it was totally opposite. Just was outsider, which play Neverwinter Nights too, which was the first game where I start to build scenes, which was the jump into level design and game dev. But yeah, now I think I'm a pretty different person, and I like to talk about what we do.
Don't be paranoid. I haven't been talking with your family. It's just a coincidence.
Okay, I will anyway. I will check that just in case.
Oh my word. So what have we got planned next for Nature Manufacture? What have you got next?
we have water. We have water. We have some. Okay, I will show you something.
Oh.
Just because I'm a good uncle. I will show you this because it's pretty close to release. It has 700 prefabs, about 400 models,
Okay.
and it will be castle
Oh.
or dungeon. Maybe dungeon. We will see what it will be. It's suitable for both cases because it will be pretty connected.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Let me open that project. But and there is a third asset which is related to the water system, Unity water system and our water system. But probably we will show something from it about in game industry conference in Poznań, in Poland.
Oh,
there
when's
will
that?
be video with it, but it's in mid development stage. So
I'm needing to.
I have to rebuild. Okay, it will take a bit because I have to build a library for that project. Okay, so we're back to this castle object. Yeah, just I have multiple projects. I made them with them many strange things, and sometimes I have to remove library.
Oh, you got me all excited. You got me all excited. You're going to show top secret things.
Yeah, this is not top secret. It was already shown by Unity on its Twitter.
Oh, was it?
Now,
hang on, let me find the Twitter.
Yes, there was few shots from it.
Hang on, let's find it.
And seems people was interested in that.
So it's on Unity's Twitter account.
We have 3 objects on the table which are in development. Maybe it's mistake or not. We'll see.
How many projects on the table?
And there's another project which we negotiate with Unity, because we had some rights to the files on the projects that become deprecated by Unity.
Yes, they like deprecating
And
things, don't they?
huge amount of people ask us to recover that project. And to be honest, as there are huge amount of our work inside the project, and mostly our work, and it was made by us for Unity, we will probably rescue it.
Which one's
And
that?
what was that?
Yeah.
Do you remember something called like Windridge City? It was built for Unity for automotive.
Yes, I do. You were working on
So
that one.
you didn't notice that there was a huge amount of our samples, and I personally built that scene, and there was huge amount of our grass, trees, textures. We simply built this project, right?
Oh, probably
And
at
it
the
was gone.
time.
What?
At the time, I probably remember it. I'm getting old. Oh, I'm old, man.
So basically, we will rescue this object, this project, because many people ask for, just make it alive again. But maybe it will release it with HD version, URP version, and
Oh,
built-in version. So we even made the HTRP version video of this project. If you will,
well, let me go to your.
maybe it's called Windridge City HTRP. I don't know.
Let me go to your.
If you will find it on YouTube, you probably find this. It looks really good, and it was 4 years ago
Windridge
when.
City HDRP.
Yes.
There you go. I found it. Hang on. Let me put it onto the. Now, because you love built-in so much, are you going to stop supporting built-in and only focus on HDRP and URP?
I hope so. It's not like I don't like. Okay, I think
You think it
I will compare visual
it looks
aspect
crap.
URP and built-in. About half year ago, I would choose, if I will take care about visual, I will take built-in. If I will take about performance, I would choose URP. But since the 2022 LTS version, URP gathers some features from built-in into URP, defining that L.V.E, which was before URP,
Yes.
had these functions, but they are gone when they move to URP. I don't know why, but they move a lot of features to URP, and since now I would choose URP and Abaddon, the built-in.
Have you thought of doing an experiment to do an asset that only has URP and HDRP and see what the reaction would be?
Massive stream.
Do
What streamer is 4K to 4K, have 4K to 4K demo stream, and built-in have very good performance there. URP have a great performance, and HDRP had it depend, because with there was a huge bug with grass for big area in HDRP, but they fixed that. But earlier HDRP there was low amount of FPS, but now it's not. Now it works okay. To be honest, in HDRP you spend huge amount of GPU and CPU on the clouds, volumetric fog, and not much left for huge things. In ERP you don't have all this stuff, and you could achieve huge amount of FPS in pretty complex things. Okay, seems that project is
You're
ready.
making me like the sound of URP more now. I don't. I'm either built in or HDRP, and I haven't felt the need to go back to URP. But now, the way you're describing it is that I should go back to URP instead of built in.
Do you see my screen actually?
I do. Looks lovely.
You know what is this?
Don't tell me this is URP. This is HDRP.
It's you know what it is? It's fence generator.
This is your fence
which
generator to make steps.
I show you Spline, which generate borders for the lake, right?
And you've
And
made
now
stairs.
I show you the same Spline which generate stairs.
Oh,
These
that's
stairs
nice. How is it
become
how is it blending into the terrain? Is it with the shaders that you've
just
got blending, or is it just touching?
manual terrain paint?
Okay.
First of all, terrain was painted by the same painter rules, like it was on the lake scene. Here you have a fence generator which generates stairs. And in fact,
wait, one sec. Is the fence generator in RAM as well?
This object on the top is lake polygon.
What?
Yes.
This is.
And you have it's vertex painted. Look, you have full vertex painter. Just why we didn't add some more snow, or maybe reduce it?
So this is the lake on top.
Yes, it's RAM 2023 lake object.
That's crazy. When
we simply change in basic options, we change the spline density to 1, so it's square between points, and we simply set points and create like polygon, which actually is a pavement for your town or castle.
But is all of this in RAM, or do you need to have the lava one to have all of this? Like if they...
No, it will be in RAM or lava.
So if you buy the latest, if you buy Lava 2023, you don't
have all these functions.
You have all these functions.
Yes. So also this cool function that maybe it's not set up here, but
can I change it to not be lava flowing down, but to be like a mudslide? Like, heavy rain has caused a mudslide down the mountain.
It could be water or anything. It's depends on you what shader you will put on this lava.
Or a river of blood.
What?
Boban says a river of blood.
For example, why not? Anyway, this thing is pretty. It's under development, but it's pretty complex.
So when is this going live? Is this next week on the store?
We're actually, that to be honest, these objects are placeholders still. The final object, for example, is here, and you see the details.
Oh, that's nice.
You could throw rocks. The details and interior. The materials are not set up still. They are still placeholder, but the old stuff, it's under all models are done. Now we have to build prefabs, and this prefab is pretty huge object, and it could have interiors with stairs, and why not?
Oh, this is nice.
So it will take time. In fact, we're finishing this asset in 3. We think we're finishing it since 3 months. So
wait, 3 months ago you said, "Are we nearly finished?"
Yes, it's the last straight.
Is that because Tomac's too slow? Is that what you're going to say to him?
It was the last straight distance that we have to make, and it's done. But seems it was roundabout, and we're still finishing. By the way, this is also RAM spline. Oh, okay. I have to. Yeah, it's restart. It had old spline. It had old spline because it was refreshed. So it may happen that it uh, it needs repainting. Right. Um, I would have to check what happened here, but
Yeah, I was
it
thinking
doesn't.
cyberpunk. It's a cyberpunk road. Thank you for the
Yeah,
follow,
no,
Cyber.
it's just no, it just hit it. It's just it's hitting material. So
So we
I
were
will have to
what,
check what it. When I refresh the spline, it restart vertex colors, and that's why it become heated. If I will probably, I need to check all colors. That's why it didn't work. You see,
no.
uh, let me show you the.
Do you want me to do you a tutorial to help remind you?
No, it's always about tutorials. If I would build tutorials, I would not have time to development.
Exactly.
And
I was going to ask you,
what is better, development or
or tutorials.
tutorials?
Well, obviously, tutorials is better than developing new cool features. But do you miss working on actually a game? You know, we were talking about the start how you were working on Gloria Invictus, but do you miss it?
Uh,
Okay, you're making me
no.
fun.
Okay, I just bring back this object again to the.
That's nice. So
You see, I blended and let me until I answer your question. There is a cool option now because there's a terrain and spline object, and now spline could take normals from terrain per vertex,
oh,
and there will be never that you will never notice
that
any
blend,
single
yeah.
difference between terrain normals and and another.
Okay, but how
Why?
expensive is that? Does that cost
No,
now?
no, it doesn't. Uh, it doesn't cost anything. Just option change the normals to the. And another thing, one more thing. If you would take normals per vertex, you see that if
Oh,
there is a if there is a maybe it's not enough. Oh, okay, it's restart vets. So in the past when you place a river water on or lava, you had to find some just heated place manually, or it become heated by waterfalls, right? But now if you have a river, you could see that we take normals from terrain,
yeah. Look at that
and
left.
if
Yeah.
you will place small hill under the spline, and the spline is snapped to the terrain, and you take normal from terrain per vertex, of course you could manage this. You just get automatic noise out of the box from you take normals from terrain, so it creates small waterfalls out of the box on the lava surface. Maybe actually we could see this on the border, right? Because there are no big hills under the spline, but on the borders we see there's a hill, right? And you could see that if you choose the per vertex, it gets waterfall. You could
I like
change
that.
the power of this function, right?
And all this
So
stuff didn't exist in the early version of L.V.E. This is all new.
yeah, actually, all this what I show you here is on the version of Lava on the store.
You got three versions of Lava on the store. You've got Lava
Yes,
2019 and 2023.
but the latest one is the version that have all this. I mean, 2023, right? Is the version that have all these features. Oh, maybe
Why
here
do you still sell
we
the
will
old
see.
ones?
Look, one, and per vet. Or maybe not. It's because of the low amount of vets here. Because
Oh,
any functions per vertex, to be honest, need if you do something per vertex, you need more vets
there you are.
at the beginning, and probably we have to increase this one. So we could, yeah, we increase also this by this. We could see that
Why you got a line going through now?
because you have normals, which you have now at the moment you have river with automatic cascades, but you take normals from terrain, but the normals are per point. That's why you have lines. If you think about this line, it's because of the light baking. Because
Ah.
I refresh mesh, so I have to rebake the light. So that's why I get
Oh
this
yeah,
line.
don't
It's
rebake your
pretty
light.
high.
You'll be here for
It's
10
baked
years.
light. It's basically it's baked light map at the moment.
But anyway,
So
why have you still got the old versions on the store then? Why not just sell 2023 only?
because I would, let me tell you something. I have old RAM, right? Old RAM works. The last version that it supports is 2018, and the next version is new RAM 2019, and people still buying old version
Really?
because they work on the old version of Unity. I
Are
don't know
you sure?
why.
I think they're buying the
Yes,
old version because they're confused and they don't know which one to buy. Or maybe they're just stupid.
it was still using 2000 Unity 2019. I don't know why. Maybe because they start project in the past and they have to finish it, but it's about 4 years now. But people still buying that, and when Unity put it on the sale, I was surprised that the old version sold pretty well.
But do they get a discount then when they buy the new? If they buy the old version, like if I go
Yes,
now and
they have a half. I don't remember, but it was about half price of the new version then, and the same with Lava. If you have a Lava old Lava 2019, you have upgrade for 30 or $35. You don't have to pay full price because, and in fact, we placed the pretty high price for this Lava, right?
yes, it's £5,000.
What? Oh, it's
69,
70.
69.99, isn't it?
70?
Isn't
No,
it?
it's 70.
Yeah, 60,
If
69.99, isn't it?
no,
Yeah, 69.
it,
Oh, 69.86.
since you need to change something, or maybe
Yeah, yeah. 60. It's €69 86 cents.
oh, because it's $70.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably currency changes.
As my son says, it's
So,
the sus number. In
so,
dollars, yeah, dollars it's $70. So euro 69, 69.
so $70.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty high because as you see, the whole tool is pretty complex, and in fact, for new Lava, we rebuilt all these 3D models because in the past it had, first of all, it was a low resolution model. Now it have pretty nice mesh for L.V.E because Unity simple handle more verts, and we rebuilt shaders for them, right? So in fact, you don't just get an update for a new Unity version. You get new shaders, totally new spline system, which
Yes.
you could see is powerful. It's not only for splines, lakes, and fence, but also you could paint the whole terrain out of the box, just drag and drop, and you change the height of the terrain, and you have painted terrain out of the box. So you get huge amount of new stuff with this version, and so that's why we had to charge for it, right? Okay, maybe it's enough about this stuff.
No, you need.
I mean,
You always need.
the custom.
You always need to do your selling part. I'm just showing the store at the moment. So, 2019 lava is $35, right, on the store. Okay, and L.V.E. the L.V.E. is $35. L.V.E. 2019 is $35. R.A.M is $50. R.A.M 2019 is $50.
Yes.
But Lava and Volcano is for 2023 is $70. Okay,
It's called inflation.
right. My point. The point I'm going to make to you is that having to support all these older versions, doesn't it make it more expensive for you as a company than rather than having just, okay, from now on we're just going to be supporting 2019 or 2023?
What support you're talking about? In fact, if old version works on the last engine version and it's without bugs, because we always fix bugs, even in old engine versions, we always fix this. It's what kind of support you're talking about? Just they are on the store, they are complete projects, unbugged, and it work out of the box. If someone asks a question, of course we answer that, but there is no more support that we.
You're not doing any more. You don't need to do any more updates. That's it. You're saying it was
because
done.
therefore, we rebuild our stuff from time to time, because Unity in the few years, okay, it's the last version was 2019, right? It was 4 years ago. Unity changed a lot from that moment.
They did.
I would say, I not remember if there was HDRP in the. Maybe it started in 2019. So Unity changed the architecture a lot and still changing. And we simply, from time to time, to be honest to our users, we have to rebuild whole stuff because the old functions are out of date. Unity made new, faster functions. And for example, this terrain painting is built with new Unity functions, right? So
yeah, but that's
if
20.
you want
That's
to
your
be honest to our
2023
users,
version. That's your 2023 version. I was just looking at your 2019 version, right? Lava 2019. You were still pushing updates for fixes from Unity 2020 and above, like version 1.71, fix for 2020.3 and 2021.2. You did a fix for version 1.77, URP shader fix for 2021.3. You did. So you're still having to do fixes and updates, even for your 2019.
And this is another funny thing about Asset Store Publisher now live, because I have for example, let's look about this new Lava, which works on 2021.3 just as a minimal version, right?
Yes.
I have built-in version, HCRP version, and URP version.
Exactly.
And now we have 2022.3. I have built-in version, HTRP version, and URP version. For 2023.1, I have URP version, HTRP version, and built-in version. And every Unity version that Unity release generates another 3 projects. And if there is a bug, we have to update all of them. That's the nightmare of, the worst thing is that, for example, Black Friday comes. And you know that there will be a huge amount of users and customers. And Unity 1 week before the Black Friday release new Unity version.
No,
and now
yes, exactly.
you have to make update for 30 assets and make it work with new 3RP built-in and URP version. and it generates another three project types for each asset. So you could imagine how my hard drive looks.
Have you got any hair left?
No, I think not. But you know, sometimes there is a way to. I would say there is a way to avoid this problem. It's giving shader sources, but it will not fix. It will not fix the problem in any case, because Unity change functions and simply, for example, simple basic functions stop working or change and it breaks shaders. So even if someone has a source, it won't be able to fix it, right? But it's kind of solution, but in fact we would see huge amount of copy shaders of ours in the store.
Oh yes,
with
exactly.
different names.
Yes.
Yeah. So people do not respect other people's works. And
Unfortunately, it
it's
happens more
visible
and
on the
more.
store when someone buys something from you. You just if you write that something works on specific version and someone buy your stuff and say that it doesn't work, he low rate the asset and he say that the stuff doesn't work on the lower engine version, in just archival versions. Just someone just have it on the table that it works only on this, but someone still expect that it would work on versions from few years. So people do not respect what you write about asset, your work, and your intellectual property. So giving people the shader source would generate even more problems, especially when they are not work out of the box. We have huge amount of custom changes in our projects that because Unity nodes doesn't work as they should, or simply this type of nodes are not exist. So
It's a very polite way of putting it. Well, Unity, their problems. So, I do not envy the position that you're in. I gotta say, and this is what I'm saying. I would limit the amount of, like, try to reduce the amount of stuff. But I commend you. I am very impressed about. It was said earlier in the chat about how important your reputation is and the amount of support that you give and the quality of your assets. So I take my virtual hat off to you, buddy. You're a better man than me. I gotta tell you, I would be like, no support, go away, leave me alone, give me your money and go away.
I closed my closet, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you don't have any doors in your house, so you can't close any doors. That's a shame.
From the other side, if you think about all this support, there was time that I spent 2 months in the year on the updates of the assets, and I could spend these 2 months on the new asset development, and nobody pay for the support. I would say that if Unity would give opportunity to just pay monthly for assets,
Oh my word!
it wouldn't so bad for people that still updating their stuff all the time.
It's the number one request, isn't it? Every asset publisher is like,
Some of the specific publishers that have different agreement with Unity have, I think there are a few assets with month payment at the moment, but they are big companies that have specific agreements. But I don't know if it would be better for you. I would say that everyone should judge themselves if it would be better to pay monthly and have new stuff for free, right? You just pay for trademark and you have new stuff for free, you have updates for free, and someone is still working on the new stuff as well, and give it, for example, to users for free, this which pay monthly for the stuff. Maybe it's first of all, such a publisher know how big attention have, and could could judge how much money could spend on, for example, additional people just to create assets, because know that the next month there will be this amount of money or not. Maybe life would be easier with that for both sides, but actually it's not possible. And probably I would say many people will probably disagree with me about this because simply they don't want to pay for more for or monthly for.
It depends. I think it depends on what the asset is, and what kind of packaging it is.
And it depends probably how much it costs, because for example, if you would buy a bundle from us, you pay about $350 and you have almost all stuff at once. Actually, if you don't pay this in sale or something like that, so it for example, for average typical month payment for such a like $40 per month, it would be probably a great deal to get access to all updates, and like in Netflix.
It's like Netflix, but for assets. There you go. Asset flicks.
Maybe it's a good way.
It could work. It
would thinking about that.
Do you know what I think would work, right? If it was like Unreal. I don't know. We're going off on a tangent now. But if Unreal, I don't think Unity would ever have the money to do it, right? But you pay a monthly subscription to the Unreal Marketplace or Marketplace, right? And then you get access to all of the assets they have for free. And then the asset store itself shares the distribution of the monthly fee.
How they will do this? By downloads? Maybe.
Yeah.
By amount of downloads, right? Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like, there'd be some kind of, I don't know, exactly, for usage. I think that would work. I don't know. I don't think you do every asset. I don't know. There's a lot of controversial views on this. Talking about giving away assets, right? They have some telemetrics in Unity. They can put exactly. It'd have to be a curated. Oh yeah, it'd have to be a curated catalog of good assets on a maybe I'll make my own asset store.
Don't talk about curated assets, because there was asset which was curated and it was taken down because of the property.
No. There's a difference between Unity curating assets and me curating assets. Okay. I think I'm going to make my own one. Okay, all I need is a few $1 billion to get started. So any investors out there, hit me up.
Just go into the street and tell everyone that only a few billions and you are in.
just go into the street. And like you said at the beginning of the chat, take a massive bank loan out, and that is the best motivator. There we go. That's it.
I wonder how other publishers start, but just that was the story. Just you had loan, you had no money, and you have to start to you have to feed your family, and you had to do this kind of way, right?
And that's how we do it. That's how we're gonna do it, everyone.
And in fact, it was the moment where the asset store grew dramatically, and even average assets at our beginning, because we didn't had maybe what streamer was the complex asset, but in fact the foliage we had on the start was pretty simple, and even this kind of stuff get big amount of money on the asset store in the time. I miss the time when there was a sale and just in few days you get huge amount of money. And now when there are huge amount of assets, it's not so easy. So it's the times changed, especially when we have now war, and in fact Russians, Ukrainian people, and Belarus, right? People simply don't have access, or just they are on the war, so they don't buy assets. So the huge part of because it was pretty big part of the market just gone.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even think
Yeah,
about that.
and just and it's hard time for publishers. The market is full of stuff, like in Unreal Marketplace, and the customer amount is it's the pretty big part of the customers are blocked or are unable to buy anything because of the situation. So hard to judge what will happen in this area. I would say it's not good time for store. I would say any store. I don't know how the Unreal Marketplace.
And Unreal opening up they're opening up that new website.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I still thinking about that, how big mess it will generate. And if it, to be honest, if you have a market, in the past, maybe other way. In the past, until you something published on the marketplace, there was a guy which say it's okay, it looks cool or not. If not, goodbye. And we even had one asset blocked because it haven't looked good enough. Maybe it wasn't enough innovative.
Oh wow.
On that, yeah, we had such one asset on the marketplace. It was okay. Let's not discuss about that. It was really old times.
Okay.
But there wasn't many assets on the marketplace, so the only good stuff was there, and in fact the money was pretty nice. But now when there is so massive amount of assets on the marketplace,
Yes.
and of course some of them are really good, others not, but they are. The same on the asset store, right? It's if you have such a huge mass of assets, it's really hard to just show up somewhere and sell something. And in fact, we really saw that if you are visible on the Unreal Marketplace, you sell your stuff, right? If not, sorry, even if it's good.
Yeah, exactly. They need the exposure, and
yes, and with such a huge amount of assets, it's become problematic.
we don't want to depress people who are just vertex raters. I just published my first thing a week ago on the Unreal.
It's definitely hard time for publishing assets now, and there's a AI in the background. I personally wonder what will happen in this area, but yeah, maybe there will be a time to build games again.
There you go.
I
Back.
personally,
That was you avoided the question.
There was a question. I
Yeah, you
personally
avoided it.
don't miss the game building because it gives me much more pleasure to see that big amount of team games have our stuff inside.
Ah, you're actually making on lots of games.
I feel like kind of father in the background, the gray eminence in the background. That yeah, there is our stuff. It helps. We see that because in fact the core idea of the story is that you have a idea, you build game, and you don't care about the visual aspect because you have it out of the box. So you only focus on the gameplay. So
It's Uncle Bart, the
Uncle Bart in the background.
in the background. Talking about helping people out, I'm going to put you on the spot, right? It's been many years since you've come on before, so you must have saved a few vouchers in that time. Have you got anything we can give away as a prize to someone in the chat? Should we give a prize away?
Could we what?
A prize. We could give a voucher to somebody to win.
Yes, sure.
To win something. Hang on, let's stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
What should we give away as a prize?
What it could be? Giveaway from publisher side. Giveaway is not a prize, but it depends.
How about the winter and mountain stamps from NatureManufacture?
It's for free. You little. But we could do something. Let's do something funny. Let's do something
Everyone wins a copy of the winter and mountain stamps. Congratulations, everyone in chat! You've won a copy.
You have it for free. Yeah. To be honest, I put this pack for $5 first, or it was. There was a time that it was paid, and to be honest, we decided to put it for free because we don't have to pay so much attention for support in it, especially it's only a few models. But we think maybe it would be way to just gather the attention because there's a one free pack which people could see that it's okay, and maybe they will buy other stuff, right? No, it doesn't work like that. People take the free assets. It doesn't care what other asset you have.
They take the free stuff and they never come back for the paid stuff.
Yes, I think won't. It doesn't work like that.
Well, Joy Success says we can see the quality of your work, and somebody earlier was saying they get the packs like a demo to see. It kind of works sometimes a little.
I will give you 2 vouchers for people
which pack?
It's for people which have our other stuff. That's the.
So what are we doing? Which pack? What are these?
It's Autumn and River Valley.
Autumn.
I would say
and where is it?
not many people buy our demo scenes which we built. For example, Autumn Valley, we add some cool road, and especially when you have all these splines now with borders, you could create beautiful roads with that pack. And of course, you have autumn version of the forest. We built really good environment, but it seems not many people want to buy demo scenes.
How dare
even
they?
if it gives additional aspects of the assets, like for example Autumn Valley. And I feel like it's good time to maybe share someone about that, share this voucher to this pack, so someone will see that there are not only assets that we built are viable on the store, but also maps, right, which have connection between assets, and you could see all this stuff working together in one scene setup. Because if you have a forest scene, we only could give RAM trial, but no splines, because there will be missing scripts and people will asking for support why it's missing. If you have if you have a, for example, river, we only could, just put. Sometimes we put few foliage trials, right, or other trial assets. But with such an Atom Valley asset, if you import river and forests and mountain environment, you see that all works together. They look nice together. You have all splines, everything you could modify just out of the box, and this is you see the whole potential of the packs working together.
So one person's going to win the autumn, and the other person's going to win the river. That's how we're going to do
Voilà,
it.
yes.
Right. So we got exclamation mark raffle in chat. Put exclamation mark raffle in chat, or exclamation mark
And
waffle.
maybe one more. The last one. The last one is surprise.
Oh, the last one's a surprise. Okay. How long did I put the raffle on for?
Okay.
Raffle has got 5 seconds left, 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so the Baroque time's like Baroque, you put baffle instead of raffle. Was that intentional, Baroque? Did you realize you put a spelling mistake? Shall I open it up, Baroque? Shall I open it up for you to redo? Did you do it on purpose? I don't know. Did you? I can never tell if Baroque Dub when he's doing on purpose or not. Okay, so we got two. The winner of the autumn. We'll do autumn first. The winner of the autumn pack is
Like bingo lottery.
Ow, it's crashed as I tried to do it.
You should add some sounds.
I had sounds before. The winner is Sanyo has won the autumn. It came up on my screen, but it won't show. It's crashed on there. Okay, Sanyo, you've won the autumn pack. Okay, let me do the next one. Can you make the drum roll noise? Can you make a drum roll noise? Bart, can you make a noise like a drum? No?
No.
No? Okay. So I'll make it myself then.
Maybe.
And it is Tubby Crumbles. Tubby Crumbles. So Tubby Crumbles has won the river, and Sanyo's won the autumn.
And there's the third asset.
Yeah, what's the? I gotta do the start. I'm gonna clear it. Reset. What is the third one? What is
The grand prize.
Okay.
I wrote you what is this.
All right. What did you send me? Let me see. What did you? Wait, hang on. Oh. It's the lava and volcano environment, the one that was made limited edition for Unity 5 only. So if you are using Unity 5, it will work. No, only joking. It's the 2023 L.V.E. Oh, that's just crazy. Right, by the way, Tubby Crumbles and Sanyo, you need to message me on Discord. Okay, message me on Discord.
By the way, when we start building Gloria Victis, it was Unity 3.
It was Unity 3.
3. Yes, it
Oh my
was
gosh.
3, and it was 3.2 or dot 3. It was so many years ago.
But how, like, they were still developing it. So how would they? Did they have to port it over? Do you know to like
I don't
Unity
know.
2019 or
I
something?
don't. You mean the Gloria Victis? No, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
No, they don't develop it anymore.
But they
They
must have gone past Unity 5.
it was Unity 5, but I don't know because to be honest, it was MMO game, and there was streaming for asset. Basically, it was what streamer first version. I don't know if they update it more or less. I mean, if they buy it from the store and use. But the thing is that Unity had huge streaming memory issues, to be honest, until 2021.3. For so many years, there was issues with streaming, uh, especially with grass streaming, because it was baked in blocks. And now Unity have instancing for grass, and the whole problem gone, right? Because you just load one model and multiply it multiple times, but it is on GPU, but you by CPU load only one model. So yeah, until that time, using WhatStreamer was pretty hard because you had to use external tools for foliage. If you want to build, things with big foliage amount.
But come on, I mean, there's more to the MMO than just foliage grass streaming. I mean, the fact that they did, I still can't believe Unity 3, like all the combat and stuff, and the physics and the. I'm impressed. Okay. And anyway, you don't need anything for streaming. You just need to go to the asset store and buy your NatureManufacture's World Streamer 2. That's the only thing you ever need in your life for streaming. You go to Unity Asset Store, go buy World Streamer 2. That's all you ever need. Exclamation mark lava in chat, by the way. Exclamation mark lava in chat. We've got the winner. We're going to announce the winner of L.V.E 2023. If you are using the main prize, if you are using Unity 5, it will work out of the box. No support needed. Okay. The winner is.
Yeah, make the hot atmosphere on the chat.
Oh my god! Click the button. Feel free. Pick the button. Pick winner. Clicked the button. It's crashed again. Oh my god! Okay.
It's you.
I closed it and opened it, and it's still crashing when I'm clicking pick winner. Okay, I'm gonna have to go 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's 10. Right, I'm gonna use Google, Uncle Google, right? Pick a random number. I actually wrote one of these using Unity between 0 and 11. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vertex range, Boban. Vertex range. Vertex range, congratulations. You've got yourself. I thought you already owned this. I thought you've already got it. Congratulations. I have RAM. Oh, he's already got RAM.
Okay. So if you have a RAM, you should open the third video and you could use new lava with RAM. like I did here, right?
Hang on.
On a screen which I showed before, that I made a lake which works with new. Okay, but
Which one? The
let's
lava.
connect our
Hang on.
river with the lake.
Are you sharing your screen again with me?
No, I don't
In
share.
fact, we
I
see
mean,
that the
but you
lake
could.
is in the
There's a third video on the asset store in which I import new lava into project with RAM, or import RAM into project with new lava.
Oh, I see. He says he's got 3/4 of all your other assets. Oh, then it's gone to a nice home. It's gone to a home
This
to someone who's already
maybe
given you loads of money. So that's nice.
maybe
Congratulations.
maybe he's addicted.
Maybe he needs to move away from the asset store. You've got an addiction
There was
problem.
nice time on the asset store when people, buy 20, 40 assets for their games. They just have libraries for few hundred of assets. There were few such customers on the asset store.
Mate, there's a few hundred people like that in my Discord. We had a channel where people were saying how many assets they've got. I think the person with the most assets was Captain Salty Sea Dog. What was his name? Captain Chat. What's Captain's name? Proper name in Discord. The Salty Sea Dog on the asset store. He had like 10,000 assets that he'd purchased. Something crazy.
Just,
Paid
he
assets,
could
not even the free
build
one. Murphy, that's it, Captain Murphy.
build a house for that.
Exactly.
It's like my friend which really like board games, and he buy a house. He didn't finish that house. In fact, he have no bathroom, only just
What?
only part without, just a really raw flat. And no, he just sleep on this flat, right? And this flat have I don't know, 8 rooms and garage. And every place in this flat is with board games. Just
No
mountains,
bathroom for board games.
mountains of board games.
Oh my
Mountains.
word.
And if he really sell even part of these games, because he he's told he have few really rare games. It's called, I don't know, black belt. I don't know how it's called that, these games, but if he even sell only part of these games, he could finish his the house, right? This house have 2 floors and everything is raw.
Oh my word. Well, if you could sell some of your collection, are you gonna try and get doors, or are you gonna be happy without the doors?
No, I personally don't have many board games, only few. And in fact, all money I spent finishing my house. Actually, I'm on the stage that after work on Unity, I go and finish house myself because price with are simply too high for hearing someone else, and nobody will make this as good as you, to be honest. I really learned that during house building, that nobody will come and make it correct. You just spend few weeks on YouTube, learn everything.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're brave.
That's
You're braver than me, buddy. I'm
no, just if someone comes to your house and making crap, and you have to destroy this and finish yourself, because so how many times you could do like that, right? It's simply waste of the money to pay someone for such a work.
Oh my gosh.
Same
Okay.
like in assets. If you buy
It's not the same as, like, there's a big difference between making
No,
making
if
your
you
own
buy
code in a game and making sure that your house doesn't collapse on you or catches fire because of your bad wiring that you watched on YouTube. Then yeah, I'm gonna
But
okay.
building
I'm not gonna follow your advice on that one. I'm gonna have to tell you that I'm gonna.
it's it it's I would say building a house is plenty of simple things that you have to do. There's nothing like math that you know
Don't tell me.
if
Don't.
someone create a
But do
project,
not tell me building a house is easier than doing shaders in Unity.
it is. Yeah, hey, sorry, but you could just put brick on the brick, but and control the so they are straight. It's nothing special. To be honest, two streets from me, there is a couple that after work go every day and put brick on the brick since 3 months, and they build. They are pretty, I would say, uh, they are pretty old, and they since 3 months or 2 months, I don't remember. They put brick on the brick and they build house themselves from scratch.
Yeah, but they started building their house when they were very
After
young.
work, they go every day after
Yeah,
work,
but
and
they started when they were young, and now they're really old. That's how long it's taken them to
no,
get to this
they start
stage.
they start 2 or 3 months ago, and actually they soon they will finishing
Oh my word!
because they choose very heavy bricks, and I really wonder how this woman carry these bricks because they are yeah the worst material
Oh,
they could choose for themselves, right? But to be honest, if a couple after work could do this, why not?
that's so true. But basically, I tell you what, mate, that's a very inspirational story. If people can go after work and build their own houses, then there's nothing stopping you at home from building your own
Yeah.
computer
Hey,
game.
to be honest,
Hey.
in the past, people go for example, in America and go somewhere just into the wild, right, and build houses there, and they, you know, I would say in the past people build their houses themselves, right, for themselves. Just it and why if they could, why you couldn't, right? Maybe there are a few
I
things
think
that
it's
you
the
have
law.
to.
I think in England
No, there
that
is no
would
no law. There
that
is no
wouldn't
law about that.
yeah, in England I don't think that would be legal. But you know, I'll be interested to see. There is a big disclaimer. Don't try this at home. You know, I'm going to say unless you are a professional. Don't try to do that at home. But you can build your own computer game at home. And if you are stuck, exclamation mark nature in chat to get a link to
To be
Nature Manufacture on the asset store.
to be honest, I made whole electricity in my house myself, and I didn't know anything about that before I start. Just few tips from
What?
electrician, and I built and I made the electricity
Yeah,
myself.
that is very not legal.
No, it
in
if
in
it
England,
no
in Eng- in Eng-
electricity it is legal because the case when you have connection with grid must be made by electrician, but
yes.
the whole inside it's up to you, right?
Come
Someone must check that. Someone must say that it's okay or not, right? Test
yeah,
that.
there is that. Yes.
But I don't know how in your country because it's different between countries, but
Yeah. I
maybe in your countries, but here people, if you don't have you have some time, but you don't have money, you could just simply finish this yourself.
oh my god. Yeah.
No, it's hard times. What I could say.
I look. If you can get away with it and your house won't burn down, then
No, there is nothing that could. No, sorry, but it's really. I know it sound really strange or exotic for. It was exotic for me when I start, but
Okay.
when you do this, I get tips and few lessons from the people that do this every day, and simply it's another simple work to do. But there is everyone will told you that it's really difficult just to not just to take money from you, and so someone else could do this right after you, and you pay for that, and the people will come and told you that this is so difficult, you could do this, so many things wrong, like
I don't
this is
know,
how it
mate.
works. The more things that you know
Bob Man says
when I
Unity
building
shaders
a
are
house,
more complex.
when I building a house, when I paid for huge money for such a simple work that I could make during one evening, but because few people goes and place few bricks of the isolation, and before they did this, I thought it was really hard thing, but in fact when I saw how they did this and how much I pay for this, and I could make this in one evening myself, because it's just placing the bricks of the isolation on the floor. Sorry,
I got to say,
I meet few
I
such a
agree with you.
situation, I started thinking that everyone cheating me one by one, and it's just
some of those things. Like my dad, growing up, built the extensions on our house. All those things. My dad did all of that kind of stuff, and that's in England. So I agree with you to an extent, but Vertex Rage says is from Poland. Says you still need to get professional opinion from a professional electrician in Poland. Because but what Bart is showing now is the typical thinking in Poland. We do the same in England, but there's a certain level that you got to get to. I will warn you though, Bart. We said that Botman's got an addiction to NatureManufacture assets. Vertex Rage is from Poland, so he could probably track you down and find you and camp outside your house.
Nothing special.
I just make sure that he doesn't knock on your door and asks your help to do his new electricity wiring in his house. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
To be honest,
he says you've already met. He says you've already met in the. He's already stalked you. Boban's already tracked you down and sat outside your house.
If he will be on the game industry conference, he will probably meet me again, because we will have a.
Are you going to the Unite in November? Are you going to the Unity Unite in November?
Probably. I think we drank vodka at one point together with Adam. Okay.
There you go. If you're going to be at Unity's Unite in November, I'll be there as well.
Me not. But,
you're not going to go.
Pavel will be there, as in fact the Pavel is the official instructor, the trainer on from Unity side. So he will be on Unite, and he will represent us there, and you will be able to meet him.
Oh, lovely! I'll get him drunk and find out lots of stories about you that I can. Lovely, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. We've literally spent the last hour just being silly and talking about building houses and
shaders
and shade
together.
And this how much fun we could sit there for another 3 hours just chatting. So you need to give me a promise. You need to promise me something.
What?
That we won't.
I will. The next I would say, if we count average time, how many times and how often we together on the Twitch, it will be about 4 years.
This is my you have to promise that you're not going to wait another 4 years before coming back. Okay.
Why? After 4 years, I will tell you that I still don't have a doors.
I tell you what, I'll buy you for Christmas a door, just one door. You have to decide which room in the house gets it.
Okay.
Oh,
To office.
put it on the office. There you go.
Yeah, probably office.
Oh
Just
wow.
don't hear the kids which are playing around. Yeah, it's
Playing Minecraft.
and this is one of the problem about
Having no doors.
tutorials. I'll have to all tutorials I'll have to record during nights because in the daytime there are kids or
That's why
wife
you.
in the
That's why you need a
background.
basement. You need a basement to throw them in the basement, and then let
Or
them out.
big.
Or a big hole. Just dig a big hole and
No,
put them
but
in it.
it could be also on toilet, right?
That's why all of the tutorials have a bit of an echo sound to them. But thank you so much. Next time I watch your tutorials, I'll
I
think of you on the
I would not
toilet as you're recording
open
them.
any of your tutorials now.
Everyone at home, next time you watch Bart's tutorials, all you can do is imagine him sitting down on the toilet while he's recording them on his laptop.
No, I don't have a mobile PC, so for now you could yeah there will be no any strange sound in the background or not this type of sound, right? They could be
No,
kids or something,
it could be
but
flushing.
not this one, not the fresh
The flushing sound
water
as the river
waterfalls.
waterfall comes. Yeah, exactly. As the waterfall comes, it's the sound effects of the flushing. But thank you so
Yes,
much,
no
pal.
waterfalls in the background.
I will see you very soon. Then I will not allow you to wait for 4 years before you come back on.
I think when we release this water RAM with water,
Yes.
it's a good time to maybe there will be something more online. I hope so.
There you go. Exactly. See, next time when you got the water, then you're coming back on. Oh, but you know who? I'm going to be doing live dev interviews every week. I hope you're going to be watching them because next week, Saturday the 16th of September, I'll be joined by Ruts Studios, who make beautiful low polygon style art on the stream, and on the 16th of September, and then on Sunday the 24th of September is Cinti Studios, again obviously with beautiful polygon style art, and then on Saturday the 30th of September is Malbers, who makes beautiful polygon style art as well as realistic animals as well. So we've got 3 weeks of beautiful art back to back. Are you going to be watching the streams?
Me?
Yes, you.
If it's pretty late for me, but probably, maybe, yes.
Lovely. You can always catch the VODs, and you can also catch them on YouTube. Exclamation mark
In
YouTube.
fact, to be honest, for example, today it was pretty.
It is pretty late.
I usually play board games in the evening, but today I just goes from the event, just from the event, family event, just go into the stream. So there was no vodka, of course, but few beers, and yeah, weekends are hard times for me because I have to be honest, I have to rest myself after support and shaders.
It's nice to give you a break from supporting shaders, though, mate. It's nice to give you a break every now and again.
Yeah. So, but such a streams, yeah, nice.
Well, I will see you next week then in the comment section, chatting away to us.
I think you don't want these dirty comments from my side.
No, I do, because I want to see what kind of comments you'll be coming up with when you are in the chat section and not having to talk. It depends on how many beers you're going to be having, I guess.
No, I usually during weekend I avoid this, but when the family gathers, just couldn't say no.
Oh God, I would be interested to see just what kind of comments you'll have if you got the family around.
I really had to say no a few times today because I had a stream with you and nobody understands what I'm talking about and
Oh.
why I avoid.
It's like, what are you doing? No, I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna be famous. You say
Yes.
to people.
And I don't want to be famous from the other side.
Well, you can tell them that you sang "Soft Kitty, Warm Kitty" in Polish at the start of the stream. So there you go. You're famous. And as we're saying goodbye to Bart, he's gonna sing us out with a Polish tune.
I think I lost connection. I think there's no. Oh, do you hear me? Yes? No? Yes? No? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're going to be singing next time. I'm not going to let you hide from it. Everyone, give a massive thank you to Bart, Nature Manufacture in chat. Exclamation mark lava. Come on. Are you gonna sing for me now? Are you gonna? Are you?
No.
Okay. Exclamation mark lava in chat.
I will train maybe other time.
Oh wow. Okay, there you go. You heard it here.
That was a joke. Okay. So
catch you later. Bye, buddy.
bye bye.
Oh my word. What a lovely badger. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button. And right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.